Hello, ladies. Welcome back to another week of Women's Wednesday. So today I just wanted to briefly talk to you about 2 simple ways to detox without needing to get IV infusions or having a membership at an infrared sauna place. So 2 really quick things that most people have in their home. I believe if you have, you need to have a bathtub. That's one. I guess some people who live in New York City don't have bathtubs. They just have a small shower. In any case, you can still buy the brush. So we're going to be talking about 2 different ways. Let me start with the first one, and that is Epsom salt baths. Really easy, somewhat luxurious, and great self-care for us. So I will do a Epsom salt bath at least 4 times a week. And I typically tend to do them at night. And I even more so will do one when I get home from working a long shift at urgent care, because that place stresses me out. So I immediately come home. It's one of the first things I do, even before I make dinner. So I have a couple of bags of Epsom salts, which you can buy in most pharmacies. They'll have just plain. Do not buy the ones that have lavender scent or all these other things, because those fragrances they have some chemicals in them typically, and you don't know even if they are scented with lavender, if that lavender is organic, if it's, you don't know where it's from. So I get, I should do a video on this. I get a bag of Epsom salt, just plain. And I have a glass jar. It's a pretty big size one that I will fill up. And I'll do this maybe once a week. And then I'll add in the essential oils. If you don't have essential oils, you don't even have to do this. But for those of you who do have essential oils at home, or if you wanted more information about essential oils, just DM me. Depending on the week, depending on what's going on in my life, I will create you see these already made for you at like Whole Foods or wherever they sell bath salts. And I've seen the ingredients in there, and they're typically more than just bath salt and an essential oil. So I just make my own because I know what's going in it, and I trust it. So depending on how my week is going, if I'm stressed, then I want something to soothe me. So lavender will go in there. That'll be one of a few different things that will go in there. Frankincense, it's grounding for me. That's another thing I put in there. If I feel like I'm getting a little cold, I'll put a little bit of eucalyptus in there with maybe a little lavender, a drop of like Thieves, which is an essential oil from Young Living. And what else do I put in there? I don't go too crazy when it comes to what goes in my bath. I will maybe 2 or 3 different oils, if that. And I will make, in this jar, in this large glass jar, and then I shake it up. So I make sure all the oils are infused. And sometimes I'll just put that away continue to let it infuse for a day or at least overnight. So I'll use it the next day. If you don't have time for it, no big deal. I just kind of prep for the next bath I'm going to have. And then typically I use half of it, and then the other half I will add to my bath the next time the next time during the week that I'm going to be creating a bath. Candles are always lit. The lights are always dim. And I typically, this is just me, I'll either have a meditation in the background going. It's always something very soothing, maybe even something spiritual. Sometimes I even have the podcast, it's the one by Oprah, the Super Soul Sunday Conversations, with someone that's like a spiritual leader. I'll have that and I'll be listening to that. Or sometimes I'll just really, I'll put on a Joe Dispenza meditation and totally zone out completely, like I'm floating. So it depends on what I need and what I have time for. So that's one thing. That's a really great way to detox. It's a really beautiful way to de-stress after a long day, especially if you're really stressed out. The other thing that I do is I have a dry brush. Now, these dry brushes, they sell everywhere. In every pharmacy, it's hanging there. It usually has a long end, like a long handle, and then like a round, where it's usually hard too. So these brushes, the handle is usually wooden, and the bristles are not soft. They're somewhat hard. So when you're going to be doing upward strokes, you're obviously naked. You're either about to take a shower or a bath, and you can do this in the mornings. I prefer the mornings because it really picks you up, because the bristles are a little on the hard side. And so it takes a little time to kind of get used to it, because you're like, ow, I don't want this. But the purpose of it is when you are stroking the brush, kind of like brushing your skin in upward motion, all over your legs, your arms, your torso, your back, you are stimulating your lymph system, and your lymph system is what is responsible to get rid of like toxins that are in your body. So I go underneath the armpit and from the ankles all the way up to the thighs in upward motion. So you stroke from the ankle up the thigh, go back down to the ankle, another part of the leg, come up to the thigh, the outer part of the ankle, come up to the thigh. Do you know what I mean? So you're kind of doing that motion. I've been thinking that I need to do a video on this. So I am going to be doing one, because I think it's important to be detoxing. Not only just environmentally, what comes through our nose, even just walking in traffic. I mean, it's really gross. And then the toxins in our food, they're just, even if you're eating everything organic, there are things still that are in food that's not great. So you're constantly, if you smoke or travel a lot or on a plane often, if you walk outside, if you cross the street in a busy street, there's toxins in your body. The minute you touch gasoline, it hits your skin, it goes directly down into your liver. So you want to be able to detox these things on a very regular basis. So you want to do the dry brushing. Every day, preferably, but if you're like, I can't do it right now because I'm rushing, okay, fine. But at least, let's just say 4 times a week. And if you can get to do 7, even better. There's no harm in it. What I do typically is, especially, I will dry brush before I get into a bath. So that's an option for you. And that is it. I just, there's so many different ways to detox, but some people just don't have access to, IV glutathione, it pushes. They don't have access to infrared saunas and things like that, even a steam room. So if you don't, then these are 2 things that you can do. You have a bathtub, you can buy a brush. It's probably like $5 or $6 or something like that at the pharmacy. Then that's available, and doing that on a regular basis is super helpful for your body. And that is it for today. Women's Wednesday. I haven't been here. It's been at least a good month. It's been a very long winter for me, and I've just been also completing a book. So I have been busy with that, but I've also been in slight hibernation mode. The cold weather I have like a case of the winter blues. So I'm slowly coming out of it because spring is around the corner. Much love, many blessings to all of you. Thank you for listening wherever you are in the world. And I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.